Hello, this is Stanley, and this is my channel, The Deep South Experience. I'm doing a VR to Funky Preppers 10,000 subscribers video giveaway, and it's also a video that I've been wanting to do for a while as far as the topic that what Funky Preppers wanting everybody to do, and that's what the YouTube community means to us. 4 years ago, I didn't even know there was a YouTube community. I had no idea what YouTube was, really. I'm not the type of person that used to sit around the computers a lot. I worked in the field all the time. 4 years ago, I wanted to look up some stuff on how to smoke a pipe. I've been smoking a pipe for years, but I was having some issues, and so I just looked up on YouTube how to smoke a pipe, and this crazy guy shows up, and he's known as the Dunhill Man, and I was captivated by his videos because he was such a different character just as a whole. And then the fact that I was sitting there watching these videos of this guy staring at a camera, smoking this pipe, just rambling, I found it amusing. I still find it amusing, and I can sit there and just watch what a lot of people would think were monotonous videos of people building a fire or cooking or just doing something simple that all of us enjoy watching. Up until that point, YouTube only meant to me was a vehicle for me to look up old doors videos. A lot of music videos or soundtracks that wasn't available to the public, so I'd get on YouTube and start looking up Doors bootlegs, stuff that people had posted on here, and doing that, and then finding the Dunhill Man, the little sidebars on the computer where subjects and channels are listed. I kept seeing these videos of EDC and bushcraft and stuff like that, and I've been doing bushcraft all my life, but I didn't know that's what it was. I grew up in Mississippi, and I grew up halfway on a farm and halfway in the city. My family owned a farm, and I spent summers down there, and I spent weekends down there, and I grew up as a small child before school almost completely there. And then when I was going to school, I lived in Vicksburg, Mississippi, which is more or less a rural community of about 25,000 people, which is not really rural, but it was a place that I could go out my front door and the woods were there. And we would go out there and build forts, my friends and I. And we stayed outside, and we were always doing stuff. And so that has a lot to do with why the YouTube community means a lot to me, because it gives me an opportunity to do the things that I can't do anymore. Growing up in Mississippi, I guess I took it for granted that the outdoors are always there, because when I was young, I was always out hunting, fishing, building forts, playing in the woods with my friends, canoeing, swimming, skiing on the Mississippi River, or whatever we were doing. I was always out. I was always outdoors, and I lived kind of a different kind of lifestyle until I was like 33 years old, and I had a lot of freedom. And then when I turned 33, I had a life change, and I started having a different outlook on life. And so I finished up my education, got a job, and went to work. And for the people that out there that do work full-time jobs that are demanding, you understand what I'm talking about. Things completely changed then. And I had never been married either. So, here I was, 33 years old and single, finishing school up, getting a job. And then later on, I got the position that I really wanted, and I bought a house, and I was living on a lake, and it gave me the opportunity just to walk out my front door and shoot my guns for target practice, or go across the street and go deer hunting or squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting or whatever I wanted to do. And then a woman came along, and she was the girl next door. She was the girl that I never dreamed that I'd be marrying. And 41 years old, never been married. I run across her back home in Mississippi, and a year later we get married. And of course, that's a whole nother life change. So I wasn't spending a lot of time in the woods like I was before because of work and because of family obligations. And then, like I said, I was one day I was wanting to know why I was having problems smoking a pipe, why I couldn't keep it lit, and blah 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 and whatever. So I looked up on YouTube, found the Dunhill Man, and then found those other videos and started watching all these videos on EDC, and then I started watching videos on bushcraft. And like I said, I didn't even know there was such a thing as bushcraft. I mean, we just called it going to the woods. Then there were certain people out there that really struck my fancy, you know, and really caught my attention. And one of them was Really Big Monkey 1, and I guess he was probably the biggest influence on me of all people. And one morning I woke up and I had a real bad pains in my chest and my stomach, all over my body. And so I figured I was fixing to die and I was about to have a heart attack, but it turned out I had gallstones, so I had to have my gallbladder taken out. After I had my gallbladder taken out, it wasn't that big a deal, and you know, I went back to work the next day. But a week later, the pain started in on me. I guess the Percocets had worn off and everything else, and the procedures that they were using with the gas, and I got a gas bubble trapped in my back. Anyway, that knocked me out completely in bed for a week, and I had nothing to do, and it was driving me nuts. So I got on YouTube and started watching Really Big Monkey's videos, and and through those videos and the sidebars, I really got introduced to the YouTube community. Then I went on and watched all of his videos that week, and it gave me the opportunity to be out in the field while I was at home, you know, and not being able to get outside and do stuff, which drives me crazy. I can't stand to be in an office or at the house and absolutely doing nothing. I'd much rather be out diving or fishing or hunting or camping or whatever. But anyway, so I sat there and watched videos while I was laid up in bed. And then after I got through with that, I started discovering all these other YouTube channels. And the next big influence on me was Luke over at Outdoor Enthusiast 101. And I started talking to him on there and sending video messages back and forth. And, you know, he was replying to me. And he was really the first person I'd ever sent messages to. And I thought it was strange that these people, that, you know, I start sending these messages, they would actually answer me. Because, like I said before that, I just thought it was a way for me to look up doors videos. And so I started watching more and more videos, and started sending more PMs, and started asking questions about certain things and making comments. And then the next year came around, and I went to deer camp, and on this hand right here, I had a tumor. And it was benign, but it had been there for years and years, and I was skinning deer out, and my hands kept cramping. Anyway, I made the big decision that I was going to have it removed, and I had it removed, and that put me in bed for another month. So I spent that whole week or month, more or less, because I spent a week in bed, and then I spent a month recovering from it, watching Luke's videos. And it felt like I was just developing this friendship with Luke. And, of course, I guess a lot of subscribers feel that way when they first subscribe to a channel and they start sending messages back and forth. But anyway, then I started understanding about the YouTube community and what it was like. And then I started wanting a little bit more. I wanted more than just sitting around watching videos. I actually wanted to participate. Bark says bite. And so, oh, that was good. I gotta have some more. So I started thinking about getting a video camera, and that was when I started really bugging people. And I started going back to Really Big Monkey and all these people that I really enjoyed their videos, and I started asking them what kind of video camera they were using. And I swear almost every single person, well actually I can say this for a fact, every person that I asked advice for on cameras replied to me. Every single one. I might not have gotten I reply to every comment that I've put on YouTube, but I've gotten a comment from every PM I've sent. And it's been a big help, guys. I mean, you know who you are. Really Big Monkey, Luke at Outdoor Enthusiast 101, Matt with Pinewood, Animal Tendencies, Mick. Then there's this guy called Armored Cockroach, and this is where I really got a big surprise. I sent him a PM and asked him what camera he was using, and he replied, and he was very curious and courteous, but he sends back a reply and says, "What's your name? You know, I'd really like to know what your name is." And I was like thinking to myself first, like, why would you want to know my name? I mean, you know, I'm just a subscriber out here. I'm like I didn't get it, you know. So anyway, I sent him back a message, told him what my name was, and sent a few PMs back and forth on that. But, you know, that really started registering me what was going on, that it was a community, and that we were friends in the sense of what we are out here as a community, you know. The likelihood of us meeting are slim to none. Most of the people I subscribe to are in the UK. I don't know what it is about my fascination with the UK, but I do have a fascination with the UK, and I subscribe to them. And I guess it's just a cultural thing. It's different, and I like seeing things from their point of view. And just recently, when I really started working on my YouTube channel, you know, I met Foggy 360, and he actually he sent me my first PM just out of the blue. It's like, "Where's your next video? When are you going to do another video?" And you know, you don't know how much that meant to me. That was like my first real PM. And being a small channel like I am right now, you know, that really gave me a boost, what I needed. And you know, I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I don't have a lot of people that I actually talk with a lot. Survive with Knife, PA, Mountain Man, Montana Mountain Man. The people that I do communicate are small, and right now I'm trying to talk off the cuff and get this video done. I can't remember everybody, but you know who you are. I hope you do. But anyway, what the YouTube community means to me is it gives me a chance to develop friendships that I wouldn't have an opportunity in the real world. When I say the real world, out here, because a lot of people that I work around don't share my passions. And when I have a question about something, or I want to experience something, or if I'm just taking lunch and I want to get out in the woods, and I know I can't get out in the woods and leave the office, I'll go camping for 30 minutes watching a video. And, you know, that's my escape. If I've got a question on something that I need an answer to, I can, you know, PM somebody, and I know they'll answer me. And that means a lot to me. You know, I'm talking off the cuff, and I thought all day about what I was going to say on this video, and so I might have to think about it for a minute, but, you know, and I love the community. There's just nothing that compares to it, because, you know, I've got friends where I work, and I've got friends where I live now, but I'm not a local here. I'm in Florida, but I'm a Mississippi boy true and through, and I'll always be that way. And my very, very dear close friends are hours away from me, and I don't get to spend time with them. And they're going on with their lives, and they're not a part of the YouTube community. And this gives me that closeness, even though it's a different type of friendship. It does give me a replacement for not being around my friends. And I think the YouTube community, especially the bushcraft community, can understand that. I think it's probably the tightest knit group on YouTube. I wouldn't hesitate to say that. I don't know of any other community out there that everybody kind of knows everybody in, you know, one way or another, just by maybe reading other comments, and then especially big names, which a lot of the UK guys, they seem to all know each other, and of course they did, especially the ones with the large channels. And then the people in the United States that have, you know, their channels, and Matt with pine woods. You know, it's just, I think everybody in the community, because when you go in there, you can see who a lot of the people sub to or who's making the comments. So we are a community, and I just don't think that exists on any other topic or any other forum on YouTube. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe some of the music forums are like that, and people who look for old Doors videos. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble on. I got to get home, and I hope it made sense. And I'm glad if you're still at this point that that you've enjoyed the video or got something out of it. I still find it fascinating that we can sit there for hours on end and watch people just ramble on about their topics or these type of conversations and do it over and over and over, and it's something that we enjoy. And so the people who are actually sitting there looking at me right now and stayed through this whole video, I really appreciate it. And so, Funky, congratulations on your 10,000 subs. I think when I subscribed to you, you were at 300. And I actually had I was on another YouTube channel that I was just using so I could get a little extra things on YouTube. You know, I had no expectations of making a YouTube channel myself. You know, like the Deep South experience. I was just using it for other things, to look up topics and maybe send a message here and there to somebody. But I can remember, I think you were right about 300 subs when I got in. And you know there's so many of us out here, we can't watch every video. And I came back like 2 or 3 weeks later, and you were like double that. And then you just kept moving and moving and moving exponentially every time I went over there. I mean, it was just ungodly what was going on. And I haven't watched every single one of your videos, and that's one of my YouTube channel's habits is I'll find somebody on YouTube and I'll watch every single video they got, either from the front to the back or the oldest to the newest or the newest to the oldest, and I'll get stuck on that, and I feel like I develop a friendship or some type of relationship that way. But you know, I love the YouTube community. It helps me keep my sanity in a work environment, in a lifestyle right now, that when I can't get to the woods and blow off some steam and relax, so that I can come in here for a few minutes, go to the woods, watch somebody for 10 minutes build a fire and drink a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. And I don't know, I can't explain why I get enjoyment out of that. Y'all know. Friends of mine that are watching this video that aren't a part of the community, you're actually missing out. You're not going to understand how we can enjoy watching somebody make a cup of tea. But maybe you should try it out. And Funky, once again, congratulations on your subs. And we'll see you next time. Later. Peace.